everyone, it's Claudia, and welcome to Take a Moment to dot dot dot. And that does represent the new topic that I bring to you each and every weekday that I hope will, inspire and encourage you to take a pause, think about what I'm saying, and maybe even give a new perspective on that very topic. It's been a very interesting time the last few weeks, as so we have been in a time of discovery and transformation and transition. And I never know what's going to happen on these podcasts. And just show up and allow God to do his thing. And I am willing to be open to have the Holy Spirit move through me and see what he wants to talk about. I know many of us are in that place of transformation and discovery. And if you want to reach out to me, I'd love to hear from you. Claudia DiMartino on Facebook, also Take a Moment Too, and on Instagram, Take a Moment Too, as well as Claudia.DiMartino. I think I'm into dots. I think that's what I am. Anyway, today is Take a Moment to Stretch. In this time of discovery, it has been, oh boy, it has been a time of stretching, especially in the last week or so. And stretching is good for us. Think about when we exercise. I mean, I like to do Pilates. I find I feel so good afterwards. I'm all stretched out and I'm more flexible and I can move better. And it's good for the body. When it comes to stretching ourselves, it is a good thing. We should never just sit idly by and let the life go by. We should be growing and changing. And like we're doing now, we're transforming, transitioning, discovering, and coming to a place of growth and newness and stepping into new seasons. But stretching can also be very painful. I'm sorry for giggling, but you can either do one of two things. You could either laugh or cry, and right now I'd rather laugh. It is a time of stepping into new things, and I touched on this in another episode. But when we stretch, we are pushing ourselves beyond what we think are our limits. And in order to stay open and in order to be able to come into a place of growth is not really the word I want to use, but it's the place of discovery and to discovering new things. I was actually having a conversation with someone today who is collaborating with me and I with him on this project, this writing project, and he's much more experienced at this than I am. And I am being stretched right now. I'm being stretched beyond what sometimes I think my limits are. And it can feel very painful because, just to be honest, and I've mentioned this to him, I feel like I don't understand what he's saying. I feel like he doesn't understand me. Why is it a bad thing for me to be me? But if I stay me, and here's the conundrum, if I stay me without staying open to stretching, then I'm not allowing myself to be a vehicle for or a conduit for new things to come through me. Because sometimes we have to go through things first before we can be a blessing to others. And this concept of stretching, I mean, God stretches us all the time. And I feel like I'm a blathering fool right now because this stretching is it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. But today we did come to a good place. We did. We recognized that the way I am in my personality and the way I grew up is I need rules. Because I tend freewheeling doesn't do it for me. But if I have a foundation, if I have something concrete to stand on, I can go from there. And when we were chatting today, or it was more than a chat, it was a deep conversation. We came to the place of understanding that I need a rule to keep moving forward with this project. And we both had an epiphany today because at first I felt like I was resenting that he was not accepting me and what works for me. But in reality, I had to go beyond myself. And he got the epiphany that I needed rules, that I'm not him. And he had his breakthrough a long time ago. And I'm just in the beginning stages of getting to this place of having this kind of breakthrough. So that was funny because he called me back an hour later and said, "You did good today." It was like, it was painful to get there. And I know he was picking up on the fact that I was grinding my teeth and feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I've had an episode about I don't know as well. And that's where I'm at. But we need to be able to stretch. We need to be stretched, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's painful. And, I think of, being the clay on the potter's wheel. The artist stretches the clay, pounds the clay, and it's not fun for the clay. It's a creative time, but it's not fun for the clay. But look what comes out of that clay. Look what is fashioned from that clay. And it's a good thing. So if you are being stretched to the point of thinking you're going to break, or if you're being stretched and it's painful and so you want to run out of the room with your hair set on fire because you just can't take it anymore, I encourage you to stand strong, allow yourself, like I'm allowing myself to go through this stretching process that on the back end of it will be good, will be fine, and I will learn new things. I will discover new things about myself. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little teary right now. Because I do believe that. I do believe it's all good. And I'm being vulnerable again because in this discovery process, it's never easy. I mean, gosh, think about explorers and discovering. They don't know what's on the other side of a mountain or a ridge or a river. They don't know. They're going for it. They're exploring and they are discovering. But and scientists and clinicians and people who discover new medicines that can save the world. I mean, look at penicillin, what that did. And it takes tries and tries and tries to get there. So I'm encouraging you today to take a moment to stretch.